Phil Galfond is a professional poker player and entrepreneur and is widely regarded as one of the best poker players of all time. With numerous titles including 3 WSOP bracelets, Phil Galfond has established himself as a force to be reckoned with at the poker table. After bluffing more than $1 billion over the last 18 years, Phil Galfond has recently shared 8 secrets on how to outsmart your opponents at the poker table and master the art of bluffing. In this video, we take a closer look at the 8 keys to success that has helped Phil Galfond become the player he is today. Number 1. Attack boards that miss their range. The texture of the board can have a major impact on your opponent's range. Understanding the texture of the board is an important part of reading your opponents and making informed decisions about how to play your hands. If your opponent's range is high card heavy, they won't love flops with low connected cards. If stacks are deep enough that they can't just rip it with kings or aces, consider doing a lot of semi-bluff raises with gut shots, flush draws, and even pairs. Number 2. Be careful bluffing when draws miss. Bluffing too much when draws miss is a recipe for disaster. When you have called 2 bets on Jack-9 diamonds and 4-5 clubs and get checked on the Ace of Diamond river, you need to restrict your bluffs. Why? Because in theory, you have many missed draws, and in practice, people know and they like to overcall in these spots. Number 3. Know what you're representing. Galfond continues by saying that knowing your own range is crucial to being able to represent the right hands. Knowing that your hand and the situation are good for bluffing is step 1, but that is not enough. You need to know what you're trying to represent with your chosen bet size and whether or not it makes sense with your previous actions. Number 4. Against weak players, focus on their hand. Playing against weak players in poker can be a great opportunity to increase your winnings and build your chip stack. Weaker players aren't adept hand readers. They'll tend to fold weak hands and call or raise strong hands. If you can't put them on a weak range, attack. Number 5. Against strong players, focus on your range. Playing against strong players, Phil Galfond advises to do the opposite and focus on your opponent's range. Strong players are good hand readers. They'll have a rough idea of whether your range contains more potential value bets or bluffs, so you should too. They'll also analyze what you're trying to represent, so you should be careful while bluffing. Number 6. Know your opponent. In poker, success often depends on how well you know your opponents. Understanding their tendencies, strengths, and weaknesses can give you a significant edge at the table and help you make more profitable decisions. Can you tell this player is afraid of losing a big pot, or that another player gets so much enjoyment out of winning of a hero call? You can sometimes judge by how mindlessly someone folds that they aren't hungry for every pot. Based on these observations, you should bluff the right players. Number 7. Understand the stakes for them. It's also a good idea to be aware of players who are running deeper into a tournament or playing at higher stakes than usual. You must ask yourself these questions. How important is this tournament chip stack to this guy? Is this his deepest run ever? Was this girl down all session and finally got even? Or is she down so much that this pot doesn't matter? Understand what losing a big pot means to them. And lastly, number 8, use leverage. Finally, Phil explains the concept of leverage. When you are c-betting the turn or check-raising the flop, your opponent knows they might need to call more than just this bet. Make it clear early in the hand that you might be threatening their stack. They'll be far more likely to get out of your way. As you'd expect, the words "thank you" appear dozens of times within this viral thread. People praise Galfond's ability to distill complex poker tips into a format everyone can understand.